There is no injury crisis. Well, according to our manager Erik ten Hag, there isn't. This is your road trip. I'm Adam. I'm outside Old Trafford ahead of Nottingham Forest's visit here. And let's be honest, injury crisis, we've adapted to it, Ten Hag said. We knew this was coming, and we knew this was an opportunity. Not an opportunity, sorry, Jesus Christ, don't get too excited, Adam. We knew this could possibly happen, Ten Hag said. I'm looking ahead to this game going, yes, Nottingham Forest, you could probably, like Ten Hag said, get away with a few injuries, and that's no disrespect to Forest. I expect a really tough game here at Old Trafford. But looking at the games ahead, it's not so much as simple as that, is it? I mean, Arsenal, Brighton, the next two games after Nottingham Forest. Are we going to be all right without Mason Mount, without Luke Shaw? These types of players are not fully fit. Rasmus Højlund, I just think he's doing his manager bit at the moment, Ten Hag. He's just batting off questions he really doesn't want to answer. And he's coming under a lot of pressure at the moment, all because of what's going on up there in the hierarchy of the football club. He's having to answer questions that they should be answering instead of him concentrating on the football. You know what, in a weird way I looked at it and I went, some injury news is probably good news because he gets to talk about football rather than things going on off the pitch. He batted off the Greenwood questions, simple, you knew that was coming, why even ask it? I mean, I suppose the presses have got to, aren't they? The media has to sort of get his opinion if he is willing to give it. It was never going to happen, but yeah, he wanted to get down to football talk in his press conference yesterday, and to be fair, I don't blame him, I really don't. Unfortunately, football talk means them injury questions, means answering questions about how long certain players, key players, are going to be out of this team. Luke Shaw could be 2 months, we're hearing. Where did that come from? What is going on? Why have we turned into breadstick Man United players again? I mean, muscular injury for Shaw, muscular injury for Mount. Rasmus Højlund, he did say in the presser, has just started training. We thought he might be back fit for this Forest game, but no, it's not. He's going to be out possibly till the Arsenal game. Now he's fully training. What a game to come into. And this is, like I said before, with Rasmus Højlund, he needed this type of game at Old Trafford where we are going to have a lot of the ball probably, and he's going to get probably more chances for him to come into. Not the pressure cooker that is going to be the Emirates next week. It is what it is. We move on. He's not ready yet. You look at who else is going to be fit. You look at who's going to play at left back. There's been a lot of conversation about who should come in at left back. I've seen the debate. I've seen rumours today about United going out panic buying another left back. Let's just cut that off. Ten Hag has said then we've got enough to handle this situation. I hope he is saying that truthfully. I hope he is saying that meaningfully, because we don't need a left back. We need a midfielder. We are going into this game today 3 midfielders short than what we was finishing last season. I said this on the live show the other day, it's an absolute disaster class for Manchester United this summer so far. The fact that we've lost that many midfielders, Mainu, Fred, obviously Sabitzer, these were all players within the matchday squad going in to the latter stages of last season. We're going in this summer with none of them, and now we've lost Mason Mount. Does Danny van der Beek come in? Does he have a say in all of this? Is Christian Eriksen just going to step right in for Mason Mount? I think it is going to be Eriksen that comes in for Mount, but obviously the more pressing question is, like I just said then, it's the left back situation. I personally see Dalot coming in at left back. I mean, it's quite ironic actually how Dalot's last outing at left back was against Nottingham Forest. I mean, Forest, after watching them so far this season, on paper you would think, like I just said then, a good game for Højlund to come back into maybe. I'm not looking at it that way. I'm going with 2-1 United. I think we're going to struggle in this game again. I think we'll just have enough quality again. Like the Wolves game, someone does something here at Old Trafford and pulls it out of the bag for us, and we get the result. We get the 3 points. That's how I see it. But I could see this result going the other way very, very easily. I don't think Forest are anywhere near pushover. 1 season in now, Cooper has adapted. He hasn't had the craziness of last summer when he brought in 50 billion players. He's brought in about 3 or 4 players, I think, to my reckoning. Alanga being one of them. I mean, Awami's a danger up front as well. I just think they're a more settled team now. They've got used to their new squad. They've sort of just sat on them players, secured them players that they took out on loan last season, and are now in a more comfortable position. Everyone knows what it's like to play in the Premier League again. Everyone's got used to Cooper's tactics and his methods, and I think they're a more settled team, and they are going to cause a lot of problems and are going to upset a few teams. Their away record is shocking. You'd expect United to win this game, but we've seen what they did at Arsenal. We've seen what they did in the latter stage of the Emirates. It's the age-old saying, you're not playing well, the other team's playing better, they're on top, but just stay in the game. They kept it at just 2-0, and then they sneaked that goal in to make it 2-1, and Arsenal start to crack. That's how these lower league teams, not lower league, I mean bottom half of the table teams in the Prem, they can play it. They can sort of play on the nerves of the bigger teams like Arsenal. You know what? Don't try and match them up. Just frustrate them. Stay in the game. That's what I think Forest are going to do in this one. They know that Awoniyi is going to be a danger for Manchester United. They know that he's probably going to outstrength everyone in our defensive line. He's going to finger them fouls and then a bit of delivery. Decent from set pieces, Nottingham Forest. That's their attack on it. We've seen it. Alanga, counter-attack. Down the left-hand side, ball in and 1-0 against Arsenal. That's how they're going to play this game. They're going to expect, what, 30-40% possession, United to have the ball, but everybody knows at the moment, United with the ball doesn't really mean anything. You only have to look at the Wolves game. Look at the stats. United couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo at the moment in front of goal. I mean, our leading goal scorer this season is Raphael Varane. He's had more shots probably on target than any one of our forwards. I don't think I've seen Rashford hit the target yet this season. I don't think I've seen any player hit the target in our front line this season yet. And you look at it and you look at the games that we have played, you look at Casemiro, Raphael Varane, they've all sort of come from the midfield and defence. We're not creating anything up top. And I think this is where this game, if United are going to change anything up, is in that front line. We talked about Dalot coming at left back. I think it'll be Eriksen in the midfield for Mount. But there is a big shout, and I said this before the Tottenham game, for that front three to be mixed up as well. I mean, I've seen Beth's team. I mean, she thinks that Martial, Rashford and Palestri should be playing in the front three. I agree. I do agree. I think the players that failed against Tottenham, and I'm not bailing Marcus Rashford out of this here, I think he should be dropped as well for his performance, but he is playing out of position. I look at Anthony's poor performances, I look at Garnacho and his poor performances, go sit it out on the bench. I think that's fair in this one. I really do think that that is fair. Rashford playing at 9, he's going to say he is a number 9. He's not. We know he's not. He's better on the left and he's more dangerous on the left. So it's the only reason Rashford stays in the team for me, because he'll go out on the left, he's out of position. Martial needs to be at number 9 and he needs to be disciplined in number 9. Not drift out here, there and everywhere. We need to have that player in the box when these balls come in. Because we've seen what Palestri did against Spurs. He's direct, he drives at the defence, he gets to the byline, he puts the ball in the box. We need that striker, that 9 in the box. The problem I've got with Martial, and he's better at holding the ball up and linking play than Rashford, he's not disciplined in 9. He drifts out left, he drifts out to the right, he drifts all over the front line, and we watch him play. We just need him to stay in position, be patient. We have got the midfielders that can get you the ball, we know this. I think Rashford not being a 9 has affected the midfielders' play, because it looks like they're just playing passes willy-nilly and it's not coming off every time. The midfield completion rate in passes has probably been down in the first 2 games because Rashford's been in that position, because ultimately it always breaks down with him. On the left though, Rashford's a different animal altogether. He has the space to run into behind the defender, and he hasn't got 3 or 4 players surrounding him in that central area where United are useless. Use our strength. Our strength is wide. Palestri, Rashford. You've got Garnacho and Sancho and Anthony to come on off the bench. We're strong in the wings, in that wing area. We just need to figure out a way of playing with a proper number 9. Martial is going to have to do it. It's probably going to be for 1 game, because I do expect Højlund to start coming in now. We haven't spent that money for nothing. We know what Ten Hag's like with the signings that he brings in. He will be in soon. But that's how I see us winning this game. Rashford has to be on the left. Martial in at 9. And Martial has played against Forest and done well against Forest last season. Let's not forget, we're 10-0 on aggregate. 4 wins, non-conceded last season against Forest. We should be confident going into this game. We know what Forest are bringing. We know how organised they are. We know how we can beat them already. It is going to be tough though, and I am not going to discard Nottingham Forest one bit in this, and I need to make that point and put that point across. I don't expect this to be an easy game. Gibbs White, danger all over. Johnson, danger. Like I said, they won me, danger. They are, and they do carry a threat, and they're going to come here with zero fear whatsoever. I mean, they've seen what Wolves did. Wolves, they haven't got a striker. They haven't got an out-and-out striker. Forest have. They've got someone who's going to put the ball in the back of the net. That's the difference. United, if we don't score first, we're in trouble. Can we adapt to going behind? Have we got the minerals to actually be able to handle a different outfit? We're going to have to get used to it, because Arsenal have got players coming back and they're going to be at full strength by the time we get to the Emirates next week. So we have to start getting used to being able to adapt to certain situations in the game, because every time we go behind or we concede, our heads drop and we haven't got the mental strength to handle it. Honestly, It's tight, but United are getting the points, just in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. Obviously, drop your comments in below in terms of your score predictions. Who are you bringing in for the absentees? Are you changing that front three up? They're your main four. Who starts in the front three? Who replaces Mount? Who replaces Shaw? What's your score prediction as well, people? Let me know. Drop your comments in below. Give the video a like. I'll see you outside Old Trafford, hopefully. About 60 minutes after the sit-in? I think that's what's going on. You may even see a match day vlog from in the middle of Old Trafford in a sit-in this week. You never know. Stay tuned, everyone. I'll see you for the game, and obviously, fingers crossed, we do get them 3 points. Like, share, subscribe. See you later.